Hey guys, it's Lou here, and today we have a video I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Let's get into it. Recently, I put out my mini metal monster video, and that was about the Joyo Bantam Zombie, and how I said it was the best budget amplifier for rock and metal. I was kinda wrong. Well, not really wrong. So if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend that you check it out because it has some really helpful information and you get to hear a cool sounding amp. If you have seen that video, you'll remember that it's a hybrid amp. And for those who haven't seen the video, a hybrid amp is a solid state power section amp and a tube preamp. It's not completely tube and it's not completely solid state. I have been looking for this amp that I'm going to show you for about a year and a half, and I finally got one used for next to nothing. This is the Jet City JCA22H. Let's get into some of the specs about it. First things first, this was a combined effort between Jet City and Soldano, so you know it's got to be good. Soldano puts out great amps, and Jet City puts out great amps. And the two of them together, perfect marriage. Let's run down the amplifier. First, we have our input jack. Then we have our preamp section. There are two channels on this amplifier, crunch and overdrive, and there are separate knobs to control the gain for those channels, which is very good. Then we have a 3-band EQ. We have the master volumes for both channels, and we have a presence knob, as well as a standby switch and then the power switch. This is pretty simple, but it works absolutely flawlessly. It's great that you can control the preamps for both channels as well as the master volumes. I do wish that you could control the EQs for each channel, but you only control them for both. So if you have a really great EQ on your crunch channel and you switch to your overdrive, it's going to be the same exact EQ. Anyway, on the back we have an effects loop with a send and return. We have 3 input jacks for the speaker output. We have 16 ohms and 2 for 8 ohms, as well as the power jack, or the power input, and the voltage. Really simple stuff. This amp is 20 watts, so you might think, oh, 20 watts, it's like freaking nothing. The Joyo is just as much. I mean, yes, wattage does matter in the long run. Obviously, a 100 watt amp is going to have way more headroom than a 20 watt amp, but that wattage does not determine volume. And if I have to say it again, wattage doesn't determine volume. I don't know. I don't think anything's really going to happen. I'm a pretty small YouTuber, so who really cares? Anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to demo with room audio like I do in most of my reviews. You're going to hear the same EQ settings on each channel, and I'm going to be using my Jim Root Signature Squire Telecaster tuned in drop B going direct into the amp. Here is the room audio demos. So that's with the same EQ, and honestly, it took me a while to dial it in, but I think it sounds really good, especially if you're actually standing here. I mean, it's obviously the camera audio, but I feel like that's probably the most honest part about a review is the camera audio. Anyway, I did put this in a mix, because you have to, you gotta make a song out of it. My signal chain for this is my Jim Root Signature Squire Telecaster, tuned in B, going direct into the amp. The amp is plugged into my Hughes & Kettner 4x12 guitar cabinet. It's being recorded with a Sennheiser E609 microphone right on the grill, dead center of the speaker, top right speaker. That's going direct into my Focusrite 18i8 interface, right into Logic. Without further ado, here's the song. Pretty killer song, I'm not gonna lie. I might make that into a real song one day. I'm also not using live drums because I'm in the middle of altering the setup, as I got a new drum rack, and I will probably make a video on racks versus stands at some point, but that's kind of out there. And that's the reason I'm not using live drums, because I'm still messing with the setup and I'm waiting for some extra parts. That's why I'm using the MIDI drums in Logic. Now I'm gonna play you the dry tracks with no added EQs or effects on the guitars and no drums in it, and here's that. So as you can hear, I mean, this amp, for the price, I paid $275 for this amplifier, and that was used. And I think they go for like $350 brand new. It's like dirt cheap, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend that you do. Now, I will say about the amplifier, it is more bass and mid-range focused than it is in the treble. So there is definitely more low end to the amplifier, I've noticed. And going between the pure amplifier sound and a modified sound with some pedals, it does sound more of the hard rock and classic rock. It's got more of that sound, but however you can get a metal tone, as I just demonstrated. So all in all, I definitely recommend getting this amp. It is absolutely amazing for the price point. Comes with a foot switch, which is really well built, and that's how you switch between the two channels. I forgot to mention that. Pretty important. Even though it is more low and mid-range focus, I'd still recommend it for the absolute high gain. It's a very dark sounding amp. Agufish on YouTube also did a review on this and said it was kind of a dark sounding amp, and I definitely agree with that. You can get a lot of sounds out of this amp, and it could be great for many different styles. So I recommend you pick one up if you can. If there's a used one, what do you have to lose, really? Anyways, I'll try to put some links down below where there are used ones available. I'm really excited. I got some interesting stuff coming up, guitar tones as well as drums. So stay tuned for more of those videos. Really exciting news. I recently released my first album called Life Force. You can download it on Amazon, iTunes. Is it still iTunes or Apple Music? I don't even know. You can stream it on any platform. If you go to my BandLab account, you can help support me by purchasing it. I am doing a small limited amount of physical CDs that you can buy. So if you would like a physical copy, click my link for my Instagram and send me a message, and I can hook you up with a copy and I'll tell you the price of it. So please show some support with that. I'd really appreciate it. You can also show some support by going to Hero Soap Company and using promo code LEO to get 10% off your first order. They just announced that they have some body wash, and I have to say I'm gonna have to get some once I'm done with my soap. So show some support by getting some for yourself. Let freedom clean. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe down below, leave a comment to tell me what you think about the video, and share it with your friends so that this channel can grow and you'll be a part of that. Thank you guys, and have a great day.